Hello and welcome back to episode 30 of Crits&Knits. Who remembers what happened last time?
I turned into a child.
You did turn into a child.
Greg tried to pretend to be my uncle so I could show him around the school. Honestly, I didn't need to do this because Erasmus adopted a child, paid off all their loans.
Fully adopted a non-orphan.
Yeah. And she was like, oh, hey, do you want to see my room? And they were able to get visitors passes. So Nellitha's just being a child.
There's no way this can go wrong.
Oh, it's fine.
Not at all.
The party made it out of the admissions office in the most clunky way possible.
But they made it. Turns out that money does solve a lot of problems. Do you remember anything else about what you did?
No, that was most of it.
That really was most of it. Was trying to get through the administrative building.
There was a lot of paperwork.
And I was able to stare at a map of the campus for a while and then go outside and draw it, which I think is what you have behind your head.
Yes, we have a map of the campus.
We split the party.
Pretty drastically.
We did, yes.
So Herder and Nellitha were going to go see the headmaster while the rest of the party went to the dorms with Callie.
We are not going to see the headmaster. We're going to break into their office.
Potato, potato.
No. There is a difference, my sweet summer child.
And so while the two of them were off doing whatever we're about to have them do, the rest of you headed to the dormitories. There are two sets of dormitories. You went to this one over here, where Callie lives, and she was on the 12th floor. You did get to see the fancy elevator spell, which was pretty cool. Her very sparsely decorated room, which is probably not going to be quite so sparse the next time you come visit.
Because we are going to come back and visit.
Oh, yeah.
Some of you might. Nellitha's going to get arrested.
You might not be able to, but...
So when we left off, we were about to switch over to see what Nellitha and Herder are doing. Sammy and Uncle Herder.
That's right, Sammy.
Look, you made a choice,
Sammy Two Toes.
I did not make that choice. Greg made that choice for me.
Yes.
I mean, a part of it was your choice by just doing what you did.
You became a kid, you know.
I didn't know how else for us to get in here. I didn't know, charity would work. Do you think that would be the first thing that goes through Nellitha's head? No, because she would have 1000% stolen everybody's money off this fucking campus.
I mean, we raided a whole ass dragon. I mean, what's the point of having all that cash in our pockets? Some of us will be dead soon. Some of us are human.
True enough.
He does make a good point there.
So, remind me, when we looked at the map, was it all of us, or had we already split?
We had already split.
You had already split.
Okay, so...
But Callie had pointed to the building that you needed to go to and told you that it was called Bryxador Hall.
Right. All right, so Nellitha and Herder have not seen the map.
You have not.
Okay.
That's okay, we don't need it. So Nellitha is going to start walking towards the hall that has the headmaster's office in it.
Okay.
Herder's going with her.
All right.
You are going to get me in trouble.
Oh, it's so good to see you, Sammy.
Oh my god.
Why did you do this?
Why? How did you all get in?
Erasmus has money.
Of course it was
And
Erasmus.
He's been spending the money.
That's awful. You should
He
never.
basically adopted that girl.
Oh my
The
god.
girl from the boat. Yes. They're like, it was really sweet. Oh, wait, actually, I don't know that.
Sure.
Never mind.
You just know that he paid for her
Herder
school.
doesn't know that, but suspects it was really sweet.
Sure.
Well, all right. Well, you know a lot more about sneaking around. What are we doing?
Well, we had heard that Headmaster might be involved with the necromantic bullshit.
Uh-huh.
Because there was a lead back in the other town saying that he would have liked the artifact that I had. Don't have now, but had. I think we break into his office if he's not there. Obviously, we got to stake it out a little bit.
Okay, well, it's right over there. Let's go.
All right.
Lead the way. Act like you're showing me around, because you're my niece.
Sure. I will pretend to show him around. Is the door shut?
Well, yes.
Okay. Just
Yes.
making sure. I don't know.
It is a building that has multiple other offices inside.
He doesn't have an open door policy.
The building itself does not have a wide open doors at all times policy. It lets the air out.
No, I'm. Oh,
color
you're
is
right.
the
We're not.
building?
We're not
What a
inside
Canadian thing
yet.
to say.
Wow. Okay. I was thinking we were already in the building, Danie.
That's also a very Alaskan thing to say. My dad would frequently say we're not paying to heat the outdoors.
Yep, all the time. You get up to the building, and it is a very sort of imposing building. It looks more like what you expected from this place. It's got pillars carved. It's got the name Bryxador Hall chiseled above the entryway.
Question: does that last name, or does that name mean anything to me?
Roll me an intelligence check.
Okay, not history. Just a straight intelligence.
Oh, fine. Roll history.
Where? I don't even know if that's a good stat for me. So give me just a second. Oh, it's the same. It doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, that would be a 16.
No.
Okay. Figured I'd ask. Cool beans. We gotta try the door.
It opens.
Sweet.
And what is your passive perception again?
So high. Such a high passive. It's a 26.
Okay.
Mine's 11.
All right. You walk in, and it is a fairly fancy-looking building inside. The ceilings are tall, and as you walk in, you're sort of in a little foyer, and there's a set of stairs in the center that lead up to a second level. Your footsteps are definitely echoing. How familiar are you with different building materials? Either of you?
I think Herder knows about stone with his dwarfingness.
All right.
I don't think Nellitha gives two shits about building material.
Okay. Well, Herder, you're pretty sure that this is like real marble on the floors. You walk down the hall, sort of looking around. Are you going upstairs, downstairs? What's your plan?
Is there any
Any
signage?
Each of the doors on the main floor has a plaque outside of it, so you have to walk up to them to see what they are.
Okay. I am looking for the headmaster's office. I have a feeling that it's probably upstairs, but I just kind of like showing around, pointing out the offices. This is where you pay your loans. It's not, because that was in the administration,
building,
maybe.
yes.
Yeah.
This seems to be where a lot of the department heads have their offices. So there's, Archmage so-and-so, and Headmaster is not on this floor. You see all of the different, department heads.
Okay.
Sammy, we probably need to go upstairs.
I know, but I thought I was supposed to be showing you around.
Well, show me around upstairs.
Okay. Any names that seem familiar?
Roll me another history check, please.
Can Herder get in on that history?
Yep.
17.
Okay.
7.
Nope. Nothing really pings either of you as familiar.
Okay.
But neither of you has gone to magic school here at Magrona, so...
You don't know that.
Are the hallways empty? Or
It wasn't in the story you gave me, so you haven't gone there.
I didn't give you any story. I can make it up
Exactly.
on the fly.
Are there people wandering around in the hallways? Are they pretty empty? Is it...
They've felt mostly empty. Every once in a while, someone will pop out of one of the doors and look a little surprised to see you, but they're not making a big deal out of it. You very clearly have a visitor's badge, so they're sort of...
And a student.
Yeah.
Right. Sounds good.
All right, start going upstairs.
All right.
How many, how big, how tall is this building? How many floors do we think there are?
Just 2.
Just the 2. Good. Sammy, this is some really, really nice marble all over here. There is a lot of money in this building.
There's a lot of money all over the school.
It's pretty impressive.
You know what was probably a bad idea?
Oh, many things. But tell me the one you're thinking of.
Probably coming here without the rest of the gang.
We could go back and look for them.
No.
We're already here.
Yes.
Yeah, well, maybe we keep it fairly light in our searching around, and I guess a little reconnaissance, and then go back and get together with the rest of our crew. Come back at night, or I don't know. I don't know how the visitors stuff works.
I don't think we can come back at night. It's going to look it's probably going to look worse if we were all here during the day, and then we come back at night.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe we're about at the top of the stairs now. Kind of looking around the halls, or what do we see?
At the top of the stairs, there are 2 doors, one to the left, one to the right. To the left, on the door, there's a very finely engraved plaque that says Headmaster Idor Iridium.
Idor Iridium. Does that name mean anything to me with the circles of people that I used to run around with?
We heard it somewhere.
I know we did, and I think we heard it from the god who was like, don't take this to Magrona.
No, it was Herblight Lady, I think.
Oh. We may have heard it in 2 places?
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
I didn't see Herbalite Lady. 22.
So yeah, that does not ring any bells to you.
22? Aw.
Other than maybe your other party members mentioned it after speaking with the lady at Herbalite.
Shit.
Before we do anything else, can we check the plaque on the other door and see what it says?
Sure.
The nurse.
That's the face of a GM who's like, I didn't come up with that bullshit. Are you kidding me?
Actually, yeah, it is going to be Father Grayson.
Father? Is this a
Yes.
religious school too?
As you look at it, there's definitely some cleric symbols
Ugh.
in the engravings around the door. As you're standing there, you can sort of smell vaguely familiar medicinal scents. You're pretty sure this is just like the nurse's office equivalent. Or the health department.
The campus clinic.
Yes.
Right next to the headmaster's office.
Interesting.
Maybe he gets hurt a lot. Maybe he's just that old that we can just like gently tip him over and he'll break a hip.
Or maybe people get hurt after visiting him a lot.
That's called abuse, and we're going to shut the school down if that's the case.
I imagine there's probably stuff going on here that people don't know about.
I'm sure, especially with the stuff that we have learned. Anyway, Danie,
Yes.
DM,
Yes.
is his door propped open, opened at all?
It is not open at all. It is closed.
Cool beans. I'm going to sneaky up there. I'm going to, stay here. Please.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Herder gets his bagpipes out. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to slink to the door. Slink.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a stealth.
29.
29. All right. You very silently sneak up to the door. Herder didn't even notice that you left. You just
Slink.
suddenly were at the door.
Yes.
Okay.
Do I hear anything?
Roll me a perception.
Oh my god, Danie. 26.
As you're listening, you hear 2 things. You hear the faint scratching of a quill on paper,
Oh, okay.
and you hear sort of a muffled male voice.
Can I make out anything he is saying?
You press your ear up against the door and listen a little harder. And it sounds like like he is dictating a letter to another school, inviting their headmaster to tour the facilities for part of their annual, exchange of ideas. You know how you go
Networking.
Words are
They're,
hard.
they're,
Networking. Yes,
they're
thank you.
networking. Okay.
It's a networking thing. He's basically inviting another headmaster to come visit the school and see the latest improvements and the fantastic students here at Magrona Academy, where we have the strongest wizards developing in the entirety of this fine nation.
Mm-hmm.
Something possibilities for future collaborations with your engineering students who might benefit from some more magical contributions to their rather mundane designs.
They're invited the artificers. Run.
This is very dangerous.
But basically, as you're listening, you very much get the impression that he thinks that his school is the shit, and this other place that he's inviting really is not all that great and could really learn a few things from Magrona.
He is a fuckwad. Got it.
He's very proud of his school. How long are you going to stand there listening?
Oh, a while.
Okay. He eventually finishes, and you hear a more feminine voice say, "And is that everything, sir?"
Oh, fuck. Okay.
"Yes, that's all. Seal it, send it."
As soon as I hear, "Is that it, sir?" my ass is backing away.
Okay.
Going back towards Herder.
What's up?
He has someone in there with him.
Oh?
So we're going to pretend like we're looking at these very nice... There are windows up here, yes?
Yes, there are windows at the top of the stairs.
Maybe paintings on the walls and stuff?
Yeah,
that we're
just
checking
like
out?
Sure.
looking
Sure.
around nonchalantly, not suspicious
'Cause-
at all.
Maybe Sammy Two Toes is a prospective student, because she's certainly not enrolled.
True.
We're on a college tour. We're on a college tour, Sammy.
No one else is touring with us. It's just us wandering the grounds.
Special invite.
Okay.
So how long are you going to stare out the windows and look at the paintings?
If no one comes out immediately, I say we start heading downstairs.
No one comes out.
No one comes out.
We don't want to go in?
There were two voices. I don't know if that's a good thing. Also, we're in a very powerful wizard school, and he is the headmaster. You don't think he's going to see through this?
That's a good point. Damn, you're smart.
Thank you. I know.
So, Smarty, what do we do?
I wish I had had time to forge documents. This would have been a lot easier. I don't know what we do. Can I go back to the door?
Yeah.
Gonna go silently.
Okay.
Do I hear anything at the door again?
Yeah, we'll use your same roll. You hear a light humming, a sort of perky little tune,
From him?
and no, you think it's the other voice.
Okay.
And some shuffling of papers. Occasionally a drawer opens and closes. You hear a quill scratching again.
You got general office work going on.
Yeah, just general office stuff. You do hear sort of a magical swooshy noise at one point.
Okay. This is stupid, because you really can't do this. Can I look through the keyhole?
Give me an investigation, and we'll see how well you roll.
Okay. 22.
You get real close, and it's hard to see anything.
Yeah,
'cause it's a
figured. Because
keyhole.
it's a fucking keyhole. Everybody does this thing where they can look through
Yeah.
keyholes and they're like, oh, I can see things. They're not like there's mechanisms in there that make it really hard
Yeah.
to see shit.
It's a keyhole. You see a little bit of a light on the other side. Just means the room's not dark.
Well, I think we need to decide if we're going to go in or if we're going to go get our other people.
We're going to go get our other people.
Okie dokie.
I don't know about you, but I don't want to get arrested today.
That's just something you do.
I have never been arrested.
I just assumed.
Never.
I assumed that was old hat for you.
No. I'm very good at my job.
Oh, okay. If you say so. I believe you. I 100% believe you. We're having this conversation while we're walking down the stairs?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not having this outside the headmaster's
Yeah.
freaking door.
So you head back outside to that sort of central courtyard. Are you just going to sort of hang out there? Are you going to walk anywhere in particular?
I think it makes sense for us to stay here. I'm going to keep an eye on that building to see if people leave.
Okay. The rest of you, having finished hanging out with Kelly, are heading back out of the dormitories. Are you planning to go anywhere else? What is your plan, the three of you?
Owen's just kind of been tagging along, seeing where all this goes.
Okay. Owen, I would like you to roll me a perception.
All right, perception, she says.
Owen gets to see the fireball coming.
Dirty 22.
Okay.
As opposed to a clean 22?
It's supposed to if I'd rolled a natural 20, but I have a +7 on perception, so...
Okay. Nice.
No, you fancy.
So as you're leaving the dormitories, there are a series of, notice boards along the path. And one of the notices catches your attention. And it is announcing a not mandatory, but highly recommended speech by the headmaster this afternoon in the Runnels Library.
Runnels Library.
Something about a recent donation of new books.
Okay. Is there anything else interesting on that board?
Not overly interesting. There's sort of the usual college stuff. Some announcements about lost and found items. A party that will be happening tomorrow night on the 14th floor. That sort of thing.
Is the speech happening soon, or is it in an hour or two?
In probably the next hour or so.
Okay. Hey, did you see about this lecture that the students are being voluntold to go to?
Oh, what?
There's a lecture in an hour that, sounds mandatory but isn't strictly mandatory.
Oh, well, yeah. Honestly, the old reflexes must be kicking in. I definitely ignored that.
Yeah, fair
There's
enough.
a party tomorrow night.
Oh, I saw that. Sorry.
His eye catches on the important things. That does seem to be a good place to see the headmaster, at least, assuming we don't want to go and knock on a door.
Yeah, that would be stupid.
It would.
Did I knock?
Herder's ready now.
Did I knock? I did not knock. I just needed to listen.
Did the sign happen to say if, visitors were welcome, or is that not a consideration they normally have?
There was nothing about visitors being welcome or unwelcome. There's no mention of visitors whatsoever.
Did it say that we can't?
It did not say that we can't. So I think we should go.
I agree. I will pull out the map that I drew just to gauge where the library is from where we are.
And who's supposed to be giving this talk? Is somebody important?
Headmaster Idor Iridium.
Oh, God, his name is so damn stupid. His
Typical
name
wizard.
sounds like he's got really shitty shoes.
He sounds radioactive, actually.
I don't care about that.
A little bit.
I probably should.
Yeah.
At our age,
Yeah, fuck it.
Basically. At our age, whatever doesn't kill us immediately.
might give us superpowers.
It's just going to be a shame.
There you go.
Stabbing a whole headmaster on stage.
Why are we stabbing on the stage? And are we sure that we need to do the stab? When did you get replaced with Nellitha?
Look, I just have a thing about wizards.
Clearly.
You can't let wizards talk too much.
No monologuing.
Because if you let them start talking, that means they're free to start wiggling their fingers and throwing and waving their staffs and flexing their wands and doing things.
You know I can do that too, right?
No, it's different.
It's magic.
No,
Where
it's
it
different.
comes from is different, but it's
Yep,
magic.
that's right. That's right. It's different. See, you have some orders or something, right? Right?
I have an oath.
Yep. And if one day you decide to just fuck off, what will happen?
I'd be an oath breaker and have a different set of powers. Wouldn't lose power. They'd be different.
Okay. All right. I got to think about that.
I try not to piss off my goddess. I like her. We get on pretty well.
You have a whole thing to stick to. Wizards ain't got shit.
So you're going to automatically assume that all of them are going to set the world on fire.
No, just this one.
Why? We've never met this guy.
Look, he's in charge of this hell on Earth.
He's in charge of a pretty magically well-hidden spot.
That is full of ruthless wizards. The girl said it. Ruthless.
You know she's one of them.
And we know that this dude was doing weird experiments on troll corpses.
Do we know that was him?
Yes.
Yes. He's the guy. He's the guy with the thing that I accidentally wished inside of the village. The picture, it's him. It's his shitty shoes, his waggling staff, necromancing all over the land.
I'm just saying, don't assume that someone is necessarily evil just because of the way that they just because of how they get their magic. That is a quick way to cause atrocities.
Because of how they got their magic, we're assuming from the troll corpse.
How they use their magic. See, I'm not on a witch hunt. I'm after magic users. I'm after a necromancer hunt for this necromancer.
The way that you're phrasing things concerns me. Both of you.
I would like Erasmus and Isolde and Owen to all make me history checks, please.
I can certainly attempt. Oh, and then I roll a nat 20. Cool. So that's a nat 20 for a 20.
Okay.
All right, well, I have a plus 8 and I rolled a fucking 10, so whatever.
Okay. Owen and Isolde, you both, upon thinking about it for a moment, remember what specifically Erasmus wished for. He wished for the wizard who owned the teleportation circle to appear.
Damn it.
So technically, we have no proof that this is the guy doing the experiments. This is the guy who owns a teleportation circle, which you could say because he runs Magrona. It's his place.
All right, so he owns a teleportation circle in the middle of a necromancer's lab? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that he owns a teleportation circle, which is one of the ways that you can get here. I'm saying that you are fixing to go off half-cocked.
Look, I'm saying it looks like he's aiding and abetting a necromancer at best.
I'm telling you that
Where was the teleportation circle? Where was it?
I am telling you that if you go in and start a fight immediately, you will do so without my support. We are going to handle this intelligently. We are going to handle this calmly. And we're going to actually try to, get answers. Because I've gotten entirely too old to go off without at least some idea of what's going on.
Now, I've gotten entirely too old and been through too many nonsense wizard wars.
And you are bringing that history here.
I say we attend the lecture and hold off on the stabbing.
Yes,
Fine,
I agree.
Fine, Owen. Fine.
A few minutes later, you recognize one familiar figure across the courtyard, and a second figure who has that feel. You saw her briefly, but she's not entirely familiar at this point. And Herder and Nellitha, you do see your three compatriots across the courtyard.
I wave at him and gesture him to come over.
I'll head over in that direction.
I follow.
Well, we found the office, and the headmaster and his secretary are up in there.
Well, somebody. It might not be his secretary. We don't know.
I'm making assumptions.
You are.
Did you guys find anything?
A lecture.
There's a lecture that the headmaster's going to be giving in about an hour.
Oh!
So we can go and at least be in the same room and get the vibe. And see if we can start sussing some things out. Like whether or not he's actually the person who's causing all of the problems.
Do you want me to break into his office while he's not there?
Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
got
Or
you.
we could be in his office when he's not in his office.
No.
One.
This.
Well, I mean, where is the lecture?
It's at the library.
I love books.
Yeah, it's about some donation of a bunch of books.
I'm there for that.
A lot of that going around lately, actually. Big troves of books showing up.
We're not stealing the books here, too, are we?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We're not
good.
not.
Right.
Okay. You know, fair is fair.
So when is this lecture?
In about an hour.
Cool.
Can we
have
go to
some-
the library, find a good seat?
You all want to go to the
We
library?
might need student passes to get in.
No, we can go find out. That'll give us enough time to go in and find out if we need that.
All right, so you head to the library, and you can see it is over here. So just across the courtyard from where you were. It doesn't take you very long to get over there, unless you plan to stop and admire some of the statues and things. I didn't think so. Okay, so you get to the library, and it is... Herder, I would like you to describe for me the library of your dreams.
So, the library of my dreams. The outside is fine stonework, ornately carved, such that when you look at it from different directions, you see different things. And it feels, it's not moving, but it feels like it does, because it is just so well done. And you're caught by the beauty of that stonework. Huge front door, like 12, 13, 14, 15 feet tall, like a nice solid wood door, and stained glass, all in it. And it says books on the top of it.
Okay, well, this one looks very similar to that, except instead of saying books, it does have the name, the Runnels Library, engraved across the top. And the stonework, as intricately carved as it is, also seems to shimmer with a little bit of magic. Not that it is creating any specific illusion, other than just a vague shimmer over the entire building that has sort of a welcoming, familiar feel to it. As you walk in these giant doors, you are stepping into a large atrium area. There's already a platform set up with a podium. There are a few rows of chairs, and then lots of standing room. And as you are walking in, there are several people who are just sort of scurrying about, looking like they're making the last-minute adjustments, making sure that the podium is just right, adjusting the banner of the Magrona Academy that hangs on the podium, double-checking that the dais that it's on is properly covered so that you can't see like the legs of the support beams. It's all being made to be absolutely perfect. There's one woman who is just realigning every single chair, making sure they're all just right. They're very particular about this.
Does it look like we can walk around without getting do we think that we'll be questioned if we walk around and look at the books and the like?
You don't feel like you would be questioned at this point. People seem to be very focused on getting this stuff set up.
Herder starts wandering away to look to see if he can find the music section.
I want to move one chair out of place. But, like, somewhere in, like, the center, secretly.
Roll me a stealth check. Actually, roll me a sleight of hand.
32? Nat 20?
They don't see you do it, but they absolutely notice that the chair has been moved and quickly correct it.
I kind of want to just keep doing that in different areas. But I won't.
Okay. Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
The Herder is for real walking around looking at the books.
Yeah.
People watching.
I'm just kind of posted up in the back, watching everything that's going on, watching, the way this place is like a kicked anthill.
What all are you wearing? Are you wearing your usual outfits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably shouldn't have, but...
Herder's armor, I forget what it's called.
Glamored. You're glamored.
Glamored armor. He had made himself look like he was going to be like a parent coming in. So he's dressed like a parent.
Okay.
I look like a student.
You know what? Let me roll a d6 to see who's going to be noticed.
Oh, fuck.
All right. Owen.
Oh, no.
One of the humans who is working on setting some stuff up comes up to you. I see you have a visitor badge. Are you here for the presentation?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Have you traveled far?
Yes.
Would you like to have a seat? We do have some chairs reserved for some of our guests who may be less inclined to stand for a great deal of time.
Are you calling me old?
Not at all, no. Just that you are wearing a visitor's badge, and visitors tend to not understand the loquaciousness with which our headmaster can speak, and are usually more comfortable sitting.
Are these near the front?
There are 3 rows of chairs. You don't have to sit in the very front if you don't want to. The students will generally take up the standing room behind the chairs.
I will not take advantage of this, but my very good friend who is perusing the shelves will.
All right.
After he's wandered around, I'm sure he'll be very tired.
Okay. Yes, well, when he returns, you can simply show him to one of these seats, and we will be happy to have you enjoy our headmaster's speech.
Thank you.
And she hurries off to get back to preparing things.
I go catch up with Herder.
Okay.
Hey, since you're all glamoured up, I got you a seat close to the front. It was offered to me, but I don't want to be recognized at a later time.
Okay. Which seat?
One of those 3 rows up there.
Okay. All right.
Make sure you've got your visitor badge on.
Thanks. So Herder's, at some point, he's picked up a book that he wants to be looking at. Hopefully a music-related book. He says, all right, well, I'll go sit down and just thumb through this book. Thanks.
Sounds good.
That same woman notices you sitting down with a book and gives you a big smile and a little bit of a nod and keeps back on with the setup.
Thanks for the chair.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're here for the speech as well, or are you just here for something else?
Yeah, no, I want to hear the speech.
He is quite eloquent, yes. And I see that you have a book. Are you involved with the donation or just a fan?
I would rather, let's just say that I'm a fan for now.
Lovely. Well, thank you so much for attending.
I appreciate it, and it warms my heart to see these books being put to such good use.
She gives you a little bit of a look. Roll me a deception check, please.
19.
Okay, yeah. She is...
She's deceived.
She's deceived, yeah.
She knows what you're saying and what you're not saying.
Ooh.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Exactly. But she does return to putting the finishing touches on things, and the room begins to fill.
And I pretend to read the book while I'm looking around.
It looks like probably teachers who are mostly taking up the seats. They are definitely older. Some of them are quite old, but they're all in fancier robes than the students. The students do tend to wear wizardy type robes, but they're much more basic. They're sort of a solid color, a single layer, no fancy trims. These instructors are decked out. Bright, vibrant colors. It looks like the colors may have something to do with their specializations, as they tend to gather in groups wearing the same sort of colors. Anyone who wants to make a perception check can see if they can figure out anything about the coloring.
Just 9 for Herder.
D&D Beyond's rolling hot for me tonight. 25.
9.
Okay.
Nah.
9. Okay. All right. Isolt, you are watching, and more importantly, you're listening. And you can gather that these colors definitely do seem to have something to do with their specializations.
Does it seem like there's roughly, like, the different colleges of magic? Like, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like a bright orange for evocation and all the fire they cause?
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And so you're getting that sort of vibe, and it looks like the embroidery and the decoration seems to have a little bit more to do with the deeper specializations. So that's a thing that you've noticed. And like I said, the students are all in sort of solid color, shades of grays and blacks. Some of the ones that look a little bit older do have a colored ribbon, and you think that may indicate that that is their potential specialization.
Mm-hmm.
But you're more interested in listening to the instructors.
Yeah. And I'm definitely, like, posted up near the door, just and listening as people are talking and coming through.
You haven't heard anyone talking about necromancy, but that's not surprising. That's not usually something people would talk about.
That's a question. Do I see any, like, black robes? Do there seem to be anyone who specializes in necromancy here?
All you see in terms of black robes are students.
So they're all necromancy students. No, I'm kidding.
You do hear a lot of talk from the evocation folk. The fire guys seem to be very into their fire stuff.
Of course they are.
That is
Of course
correct.
they are. Yeah.
Yes.
The pyromaniacs are going to pyromaniac.
I have no idea what you're talking
Indeed.
about. Not a single idea.
Me either.
You may have noticed that they do have
A burn facility.
a burn facility.
It is
Now,
a very large building.
Is that where
as
you
well.
go to burn things, or is that where you go because you have burns?
Yes.
Both.
As you are listening to them, it seems to be
no.
where you go to burn things.
Brilliant. It's like the gun range.
Yes, exactly.
As people are like filing in and it gets a little more busy, I'm going to slip out
Okay.
in the crowd so that people don't notice.
Make me a stealth check, please.
17.
Are you even able to roll below like 9 at this point as a rogue?
I can't roll below like. So if I hit a nat 1, it would be a 13.
yeah. But isn't there? I don't know if this is your subclass, but isn't there a thing where you can't like roll below a 9?
It is. I actually do have that.
Oh.
So you're not wrong. So technically,
Yeah. So if you roll
yeah.
a 9 or below, it counts as a 10.
yeah.
So you can't roll lower than a 20?
For that one,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Anything
Fun
that
times.
anything that you have proficiency or expertise in.
Yeah,
I
you're
have
right.
a weird collection of knowledge about other classes.
I forgot I had that. It's been a hot minute. I don't play rogues a lot, which is shocking.
I've never played a rogue at that level before, but I have like eyed that longingly.
Yeah. So whenever you make an ability check that lets you add your proficiency bonus, you could treat a d20 roll of a 9 or lower as a 10. So 22.
Okay.
You're welcome for making your life harder, I think. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. So you slip out with your insane passive perception. You recognize a man who is striding across the central courtyard.
My god, is it Aragorn?
He is a tall elven man.
Oh, man after my own heart.
Run!
He looks very familiar.
I wonder why. Does he look like the thing that Erasmus...
He looks like the illusion in the courtyard, yes.
Perfect. You didn't catch that?
Oh no, the
No,
BBEG.
I'm kind of dumb sometimes.
Oh no, the BBEG is some kind of hot. All right,
Oh,
it's all
no.
it's all over for. It's all
I
over.
didn't say he was hot. I just said he was a tall elf.
That's good enough for elves.
Okay.
I mean, all right. I don't know if I've seen an ugly elf before. Like,
That's just
I'm
shorthand for
sure
he's
they
really
exist.
Okay.
like an ugly elf is still a human 10. Like,
Are you saying that Galir is a human 10?
Legolas is considered an ugly elf.
He is.
Yes. Yes.
and he is above a human 10.
And like Feely and Keely are considered ugly by dwarf standards.
Yeah, because they don't have big bushy beards.
Exactly. But they're very hot by human and elf standards.
So yeah, then it is a hot elf striding across.
Okay. Well, I'm going to, as he is striding, I'm going to slip into the bushes so he doesn't see me. Are there bushes? There are probably bushes. This is a campus. There's all sorts of bullshit around here.
Yeah, we established there were bushes and statues in the courtyard. So yes, you see him striding across, surrounded by several rather harried-looking assistants, it looks like.
Harold, is that what you said?
Harried.
Harried, okay. I just imagine like these like really hairy people just
No,
following
just-
him.
No,
Speaking of
they
dwarves.
look frazzled.
Frazzled, got it.
Yes, frazzled-looking assistants.
Okay. All right. Well, I will watch them go through. Are any of them saying anything?
Nope, they are all just following him. They've got like a protective zone around him. The rabble don't speak to him.
His entourage.
Basically, yes, his entourage.
He is an asshole. Got it. As soon as they all go in, I'm going to go to the other building.
Okay. They head towards the building. You head towards Bryxador Hall. Mm-hmm. And the rest of you who are in the library, the doors did close briefly, and they are flung open
Ugh.
with panache.
Oh my god.
And there is a path from the doors to the podium. And the assistants stand to the side. And the headmaster, Idor Iridium, strides up to the podium and takes his place and stands tall and surveys the crowd.
Herder might have been snoozing a little bit, and then when the doors flung open, it startled him awake, and he stands up and claps as the headmaster goes up to the stage.
I think your clapping sets off a round of applause. And the headmaster looks around and gives a bit of a nod and waits for the noise to subside before he begins speaking. And as he's looking around, everyone except Nellitha, give me a perception roll, please.
23.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
11.
Okay.
19.
Owen, you feel like he's just sort of looking at the crowd. Isolt, Herder, and Erasmus, you feel as if he has made a point of looking at each of you specifically before he begins speaking. But we're not going to go into his speech tonight because I was not prepared for speechifying about library books. And really, do you want to listen to...
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'll come up with something for next time. So we will be back in 2 weeks' time, theoretically. Please stop by our Discord if you haven't already. All right, we will see you all next time.
Kiss, kiss.
Bye.
Bye.
What if he's just a lich man?
If I were a lich man.
And Issa will pull out the map
kill a
that
man.
she...
Sorry,
Which man are we killing?
my interchangeable needles, I realized recently, are 20 years old. So they are not staying together as good as they once did. So I was trying to move some yarn, and I lost some stitches.
Oh,
Again.
I am so sorry.
That is so frustrating.
A Majestic Goose podcast.
Honk.